Sick. I'm sick today. Might not look like it, but I really am. Was really uncomfortable in the afternoon. But I still went for the swim. I still went for the bike ride. And yeah, but today was had some negative thoughts that I needed to address, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I'm sure I'm not the only one with negative thoughts sometimes. Like, you have those existential moments where you're like, what is the meaning of life? And then you think, like I'm so tired. Like, especially when you're sick, like me right now, I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing this work. What's the point? All these limiting beliefs start to come. So how do I get out of it? I can tell you how I do it, but it may or may not work for you. But basically, I just zoom out. I zoom out on Earth and I think how small I am. You know, just 1 in 8 billion people. And sure, yeah, it feels sucky, but I still have to be grateful for what I have. I still have a roof on my head. So what is there to be sad about? What is there to complain about? And for your life, it might be different. Maybe you don't have a roof on your head. Maybe you don't have food every single day. Maybe you have to work every single day for a boss that you don't like. And everyone's different. But if you zoom out long enough and you think about 100, 200 years ago, then you realize that, people were slaves their whole entire lives. And you think, what am I complaining about, And of course it's hard, because, with all these drop shipping kids, 20, 18-year-olds making more money than you would tend to compare yourself to them. But I don't think comparison is a bad thing because it pushes you to do better. And if that's the end goal, then comparing yourself is not really that bad. Sometimes you have to compare yourself. That's how you get better. A little bit of that is enough sometimes. A little bit of that could help you. Not too over. I know some people they compare too much and then they burn out. But you have to find what works for you. And what works for me is just, I look at I observe the negative thought and I'm like, okay, I feel this, but I gotta stay present and I'm not gonna let it affect me. I'm still gonna do the things that I'm supposed to do, and just fucking hammer it, man. And you have to realize that this day will pass too, just like any other day. All the good days, they pass too, and the bad days make the good days better. They make the good days more meaningful. If every single day you are happy, then there would be no meaning to happiness. So I guess I appreciate like times when I feel like this. But sure, like 2 hours ago, if you asked me, I'll be like, oh shit. I'll be like, oh fuck this shit. And I'm gonna sleep. And I feel like sleeping now. It's 10 p.m. but I'm already feeling sleepy. But yeah, once I do like reflecting, once I like take this video and just say whatever is on my mind, then everything feels better. Like these videos, it's like therapy for me because I'm just saying my thoughts out to you guys, which is risky sometimes. I don't want to overshare. It's not good oversharing things, but for the most part, I share like, oh, no, maybe 50% of everything I have. 50%, yeah, that's a lot, man. So if you guys watch all my videos, you're like knowing 50% of me. But yeah, the bad days are gonna come, man. The bad days, the tiring days, the days where you feel like giving up, those days are inevitable, and they ultimately make life more meaningful. Because without those days, you'll never improve. Without those days, you'll never reflect. And without those days, you'll never be uncomfortable. And you need those things to achieve what you want to achieve, whether that's making 10K a month or just talking to a girl or going up to her and just kaoloi, kaoloi, that shit. So it really is perspective. Again, it really is perspective. The skill of shifting something negative into a positive, that is a skill. And I think that's a skill that everyone watching this video can learn. You know, as soon as a negative thought comes up in your mind, just think of how you can view it in a way that is positive. Like I've told like you guys like a few examples before. Like let's say like okay, my friend, he just recently got injured. He broke his shoulder, you know. And instead of thinking like, oh man, this sucks, you know. I was so excited for this season, but injury caught me. Instead of thinking that way, you could be like, you could turn it into an empowering thought and think like, okay, you know, I got injured. I can't really do anything about now. There's no point complaining. I might as well just enjoy it and enjoy the hospital life, like while I'm young. You know what I mean? Like just enjoy the moment because you're probably not gonna be in the hospital for the rest of your life. So if you view it that way, like I'm only gonna be here for 1 to 2 months, and it's not gonna be forever. And when it passes, I'm gonna be reminiscing on these memories that when I was in the hospital. I probably miss those most times. Maybe I will. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will. But yeah, Ethan, if you're watching this, man, get well soon. You know, I've been injured before. Everybody has been injured before, and you know, just stay strong, man. Enjoy the moment while you still have it. You know, you still have a long future ahead of you, and you just gotta keep pushing and just enjoy the present moment because the future will take care of itself when you do that. But yeah, it's just turning a negative into a positive. Like the people around me, you know, I don't like instead of saying like, oh, I'm limited by the people around me, they impart a lot of limiting thoughts into me. Instead of saying that, you can say like, yes, I'm surrounded by limiting people, but I don't have to think like that. Sure, they can try their very best to convince me of that, but I don't need to believe it. I can listen to it, I can empathize with them, but I don't need to believe in their beliefs if it doesn't serve my life. And I mean that respectfully. Like, yeah, I respect your beliefs, man, but I won't have them because it doesn't benefit my life. And if it doesn't benefit my life, it probably wouldn't benefit your life too. You know, if I was like same as you, it would benefit my life if I was like, no, that's a limiting thought, and I'm not gonna have that in my brain. In fact, I'm gonna help you get out of this cycle of like having limiting thoughts, and maybe you could have a better life after that. But yeah, that's how you turn the negative into a positive. So I want you guys to go back now, like after watching this video, just think, if you're in a car and someone's driving you, just reflect on what I say, and just anytime you're thinking a negative thought, just think, why am I having this negative thought? Why? Well, is it in my control? Can I still change it? Well, if I can't change it, then there's no point trying to change it, right? I might as well just accept reality and just move on and see what I can do with what decision I can do, like that's best for me right now. So it takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of self-awareness. That's why I journal like every day now. Like I've been doing it for about 3 weeks already, and I'm starting to see the benefits now. I mean, I've been journaling like since I was 15 for like 1 or 2 years, but I didn't really see the results until like now. Like I'm starting to really see my thoughts for what they are, and whether they are holding me back or they are pushing me towards somebody that I want to be. So yeah, maybe it can help you, maybe it could not, but either way, I'm done documenting, and I will remember this day as a day that was tough. Sure, I felt a bit uncomfortable, but I still made it. So life goes on, and just enjoy the present moment, because the present is all you have to gain and all you have to lose.